Look at that, y'all.
Hey,
Welcome
fancy
back.
you here.
Part part two. And David Gott came in and somehow we all got booted. This is why you can't go anywhere with him. You know,
This is
he
why
will get you booted.
99% of David Gott alliances fail.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Okay. Um okay, so we were talking about the eggs.
The
We were
eggs.
talking about uh Taylor and Joseph and what a great pair they are to continue. Like that's like the dream situation, right? When you date someone, you break up and you don't really hate them,
And
but
you can still be buddies. So
like there's
nice.
the maturity there, right?
Yeah. I wonder how Kylan feels about it. I wonder what Joseph's future girlfriend will feel about it. I don't know. It could be its own reality show
But
right there.
maybe it could be. But I wonder if it's one of those things that as they were dating each other, they started realizing like I
We're
like you so
friends.
much. Yeah, I like you so much. But like you're
Right.
like a sibling at this
Yeah,
point, and it feels
yeah.
like that. You're just
It
like
feels like
part of my
maybe that
life,
might
not
be
really.
that might be exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I'd almost be willing to put some money on that one.
Yeah. And that was like, yeah, because they're very similar and just being lighthearted and stuff. So
Yes.
anyway, really cute. That comment about the love of my life and the best team, which means she was calling Joseph and Adam the best team.
Yeah.
I
Unless
mean,
she was
best.
referring to her and Kyland as being the best team.
And then that means Joseph's the love of her life, or Adam's the
Oh
love
my
of her life.
gosh. This weighs heavy. This is going to keep me awake at night.
Chicken or the egg, chicken or the egg.
What a
Um,
what an appropriate episode.
So Jag and Jas, as soon as they get to the egg, they decide this is the last leg to use in the express passes, and they're
Yep.
going to use theirs now because
Might as
this
well
is
use it.
the inevitable needle in a haystack. They say, though not as bad as the actual haystack that we had last
Yeah.
season or the season
Yes.
before. Like this is
Oh,
eggs,
that was bad.
colorful eggs in green shrubbery is much easier than
I would have imagined,
you know
but
why? You know why? Because you just walk around in the grass. When they were doing that hay, it was
yeah,
like
you're having to like
all over them, and
physically exert
ugh,
yourself. Yeah.
and you'd be like sneezing and gross, and
Much like
it's
I am right now.
exactly. You still haven't
Very much
recovered
the
from that.
same.
Um, and so they use their express pass, so they will be bypassing the egg extravaganza. But take Tucker and Eric get there and they knock it out in just in due course, like really quickly.
Well,
Um
because they used to work on an Easter egg farm and, you know,
well, to be fair though, since they were all the same, finding one of
the
six
first
eggs is
person,
easier.
right, was going to have
Yeah.
it easier than anybody else.
Yeah. So there's that. But after this, they're headed to the People's Palace, which they started giving the weird, this is like their parliament, and they started giving these weird statistics about how it's the heaviest building. And I was like, A, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do
There's
we
lots
have
of big
this?
building in the world, but like, why were they trying to be the heaviest? Not the
Apparently.
tallest, not the heaviest. It was weird. It was odd. I don't know. I didn't understand that part. But it was a big giant building, and as they're driving up to
A
it,
biggin.
uh Tucker and Eric are like, "Oh, there it is. Oh
That
yeah, that big
palace.
giant building right there. The one that's like 6 city blocks, that one."
The one that's half of the city, you
That was
think?
good. That kind of made me laugh when they saw it. It was like, "Oh, I see it. Yeah, everyone sees it now." Um Come on. When they get there, they find out that it is a detour, and they must choose between find the beat or hit the note. And for this, it's going to be a dance versus a
Yeah.
music
I
challenge.
liked that it was like the either or was still like related to each other in some way.
Related, but also different skill
Yeah.
sets. Yeah.
Yes.
Because one is, I don't know. I don't know. Which one would you have picked?
Oh, definitely the flute, definitely.
Oh, same. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
I mean,
sure.
I was a band kid, so I played clarinet. I could think I could do that.
I play a little
Uh,
guitar.
I think we could do it. And you know
I
what?
think we got it.
It's just you're just playing like just that little bit. I think it's probably a song that's probably recognizable in Romania. I'm gonna guess like a little folk something.
Yeah,
So
like the Mary Had a Little Lamb
of Romania. But I would be like, before I play anything, can you hum it to me a couple times so I could get the, and then you just have to hit the notes.
you just gotta
Um,
get it.
go like, I need to actually hear this again.
And
That's
please
my
allow me
ear.
the moment to
That's my
absorb
ear, and
what
then I can mimic it. So, but it was funny because when they were leaving the pit stop, in the morning, Izzy was like, I've been praying for a
yes.
music
I
challenge.
loved that for them.
And then to get this, and you go like, well, we know which one Izzy and Paige are doing, right? And the idea that it's not a flute, which is she's a professional flautist, uh, the pan flute, still that same kind of embouchure that you have to have in your mouth,
Sure.
but
Yeah. And she did say, "Hey, I've played one before,"
believe it
which,
or not, people pay me to play one.
she's got it down. She knows music, she knows the notes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna
She
guess she
has
did.
all of the best facial expressions per note.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. We'll get there. We will get there.
She was in
Um,
good hands.
but Eric and Tucker, they decided to go to with the flute, so they head that
Yeah.
way. Um, Jag and Jazz have kind of made up some time. They're kind of not, they're not really ahead, but they're kind of running neck and neck with Eric and Tucker
Oh,
at this
they're
point
close.
after yeah, really close. I mean, they kind of like went back and forth this, first and second a couple times
Well, I
in
mean,
this
hitting
like
that train station, man, they were.
yes, they had, yep, exactly. If they had gotten there just a little quicker, but then they had to wait. But they're going to go do the dance competition, so we get to see what that's about, and it's going to be a partner dance, a female. They said girl and boy, and I thought, well, wait a minute, how are they going to? So immediately, I thought at some point, and this happens with Joseph and Adam later, that the person who's the tallest, if you're going to be spinning, the person who's the tallest has to be the boy. Otherwise, the
That's
other
a
one
good
has to
point.
have
It makes it a lot more
really long
difficult.
arms. I'm
Yep.
just saying. It's a
No,
little
that is a
clunky. It's a little clunkier. So I think if they would have switched
yep.
spots, they might have been done a little better.
You're right. And you
But
know what? It's already going to be a little clunky because they're not dancers. And then also, if you noticed, it makes sense because you don't want to have like every single individual's like size of boots there, but they have the whole
oh
costume,
yeah,
but they don't have the boots, so they
so
had to
the
wear those
boot,
like
those little
really weird flappy
stupid
cover.
covers, the
Yeah.
things that you come in your kids' Halloween costumes,
Yes.
and that
Yes.
they're supposed
Ugh.
to be the look like the actual, but they don't. They flop
No,
around. It's just a piece of elastic underneath their shoe that is going to break about halfway through trick or treating, and
don't
then
even
it's just going to
bother.
be flopping, and then they're going to be crying because they're going to say their costume is ruined.
Listen, for all
It's a
parents
thing.
of the youngest kids out there, I'm going to give you a
Those are the
golden
worst.
nugget of advice. Save yourself the time. Just go to a thrift store, a Goodwill, a Salvation Army, whatever, a thrift store. Go find a pair of used boots and just spray paint them whatever color you need them to
There you
be.
go. There you go.
None of this flippity flappity stuff because if
It's
your kid has
horrible.
to dance, it's going to get in the way.
He is not going to pass that detour.
No.
Um, so they start all falling into the detour eventually after finding their egg. Adam, this is where
Oh,
Adam and Joseph get in
oh,
trouble, right?
poor
So they
Adam.
get there. They're the third team to arrive at the egg, but they are the last team to leave. And even though Chelsea and her dad once again they have direction problems
So
all
lost.
the time. It's ridiculous the amount of problems they have with that. But this is where people get caught, and he was taking some eggs up there that that didn't even look anywhere near the egg that they were supposed to match.
Just
And
desperate. Yep.
and then he started manifesting. Did you hear him manifesting?
Yep. He's gonna find it.
He sat there toward the end and just kept saying, I just can't find this egg. I just can't find this egg. I just can't, over and over again. Stop saying that. Stop it.
Oh, don't fulfill your own prophecies, bruh.
Right. That brings the mood down, man. It's like later on when you
He
playing
was like
music.
panicking, right? He was just having
Uh,
some panic. But you know
and
what?
this is the first of the dominoes to fall in that
Yes.
hole
He
of
started to
him.
become
Yeah,
unraveled. And I just want to say something. Like, I know we're going to say a lot of some things about these brothers, but I do have to say that Joseph as a partner is like, he's so great, right? Because it is stressful.
he's like
And Adam
patient,
is
he's
just botching
kind.
it. He's not out
Yeah.
there doing his job, but Joseph is remaining
Like,
supportive.
I honestly can't even understand what Joseph's face would look like if he got mad.
Yeah.
He never
Like,
he he's just
yes,
very
he
gracious to
he did.
everyone and kind and encouraging and upbeat and
Yep. So kudos to him on that. He was handling, and that's really, really stressful. Like, it's stressful to be the person who's letting your partner down, but also to be the person that has to watch it happening and not have any control over what your partner's doing is incredibly frustrating. But he was handling it very kindly.
well, I think if you can acknowledge and get out of your own head for a moment and acknowledge and watch your partner and realize that they really are doing the best they can. They
Yep.
really are trying. That's all
Yep.
that you can ask from them. So um I guess teams in the future keep that in mind. They're doing the best. They don't want to let you down.
They
Well, unless you were
don't
mean to
want
them that
to.
morning.
They
Because
don't
sometimes
want to lose.
some of those parent partners are mean to the other partner though, and then maybe I
Oh
would go like,
God,
oh well,
they
screw
are.
you, then I'm going to tank this.
Yep.
um but that's not what's happening here. So anyway, so they get over Taylor and Kylan, they pick the dance one, only because it is the closest of the two detours.
When if you're
And
going to
they,
use your pass,
yeah, and
that
so
makes sense.
that would allow them the quickest way to use the
Yeah,
express,
good
right? Because you
strategy.
have you have to actually go to one of them to use it to pass it.
Yep.
But what if the second one, the one that was farthest away, would be closer to the pit stop? You don't know, or the next thing that they had. You don't know.
You
But
don't.
but why go farther than you have to?
Yeah.
So they immediately are like, oh, this looks like so much fun. We're gonna use our express price. Peace out, goodbye.
Later. Later,
um, Chel-
losers.
Chelsea and Jack are the next to hit the detour, and they choose hit the note. Um, which okay, that's
Yeah.
probably better.
It sounds like that
Um,
was the best idea for them to do.
and then of course Izzy and Paige take the note or hit the note because professional flautist. And then when Joseph and Adam get there, which one did you think they need? Okay, at this point, he already knows his sugar's going down.
Yep.
And he's like, we're gonna go here. So and you could see him he was worried that he
Yeah,
was
I
getting
was
out
a
of whack.
little
They
concerned that they didn't pick the hitting the note because I figured one, that would give him the opportunity to rest.
Mhm.
Uh, he could be gluing these things together while he was getting his blood sugar back up, I think.
Right. You
And then
you
on
you
top of
pound
that,
whatever you
like,
need to on the way there and let it's
I
bringing it up as it's working,
I was
right?
also
As
a
you're
little
sitting there.
worried because I've seen them at a circus trying to toss rings to each other and recognize that maybe they're not the most physically coordinated with rhythm, you know.
Yeah,
I was a little concerned by the choice.
I was too. And you could see, or it seemed to me anyway, that Adam was like Joseph was aware that his brother was starting to zone out, but I
And that he
feel
was
like
lying to him.
he said he would lie to
Yes.
him, but he wasn't saying he was lying. He said
Yeah.
he will lie to you. So
Yes.
I like he's talking to a pet or
I
his
was
own
gonna say,
child.
can we just stop and like let's really
Like he
point out
knows
how
himself. He's a naughty
funny
boy.
that is, that in our interview, like in our confessional, we're getting like, oh, he will totally lie to you.
About being sick, which is like,
Yep.
you know, a kid or an animal that you have is like, oh no, I know you did the thing. Don't pretend
Oh,
you
it's
didn't do
so
the
funny.
thing. It's just hilarious. But he starts getting kind of like withdrawn, and I thought maybe part of that is that he's starting to get a little in his head about it, but he
Yeah,
doesn't want Joseph to know, so he's not voicing it. And sometimes that can really make you,
that can be
yeah,
a
like
problem.
be withdrawn. So I thought this was not the right challenge. I think they should have taken the other one
Yep.
because
But
again,
apparently,
for the reasons you
but
said.
but you know what? Like, okay, yes. So they do technically come in last, but it didn't seem like the groups were all that far apart. Like everybody stayed fairly close to each
Hmm.
other throughout the race. So even so, they must have done at least as well as everyone else did dancing.
Well, we'll have to see next episode as it starts, the times that
How
they're
how
leaving,
far apart they are. Well,
because
they're going to take a penalty anyway.
they have to have a penalty. But the 90-minute spread today, I wonder if it's much tighter. That's
Yeah.
what she said. The next episode.
Yeah, she did.
Um, but Izzy is excited about doing the flute because
I,
she's also a flute
oh,
teacher. Okay, so now we can talk about the
I
Izzy and
love it.
Paige of it, with the flute. She's intense, man. The flute is such a lovely, soft, like ethereal, like very soothing kind of a instrument. But when Izzy plays it, her eyes are popping.
Oh yeah,
Did you?
and she's not like a soothing player. I mean, she's real
No,
jazzy, you know.
she had a look in her face like she was a member of like a thrash band. Like she was about to go off, but it's a pan flute. You know what I mean? But an intensity in her face was like she was really about to do something. But she also teaches flute. So for her, this was an opportunity to not only have Paige play, but for her to be able to coach Paige and for her, yeah, she really enjoyed this one. And you could tell her eyes
Oh,
were popping.
she was so loving it too, right? Because she got to go into her, you know, where she has control in her life. So,
Yeah.
you know, getting to like you could see like, you know, the way she was like lifting her hand for a note to lift and stuff. None of
Yes.
these things were
Yes.
actually technically necessary for the challenge, but she
But
was teaching and this is part of that. So I thought
yep.
it was really great. It was a really honest moment of her head actually not being in the game and just doing what she does.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they picked whatever teacher they picked. I'm really surprised Izzy wasn't like, oh, we don't need you. Oh, we're good. All right.
I
So,
got this, bro.
um,
Oh,
and
also,
the
can we talk about really quick? I do want to point out that I put in my note that uh Rado
Radu.
Radu,
Yes, that was literally the next thing I was gonna say.
yes, yes,
He's pretty cool,
is
Radu.
he the Ryan Seacrest of the pan flute?
I don't know.
I feel
He's
like he is.
something. Or maybe like the David Cassidy of the pan
Yeah, yeah,
flute. He's got like he's a little, hey.
yeah. He was fun. That was a fun host, right? Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. He enjoyed it. And
I loved
it's the
at the
pan flute.
very
Come on.
first with Tucker and and Eric when they finished. He was like, "Now let me play the whole thing so you can hear
Yeah,
what it's
yeah, yeah.
supposed to sound like. Listen to my skills."
Well, yeah, because when Chelsea and her dad were playing, Jack were playing, I mean, the note was there, but there was so little sound. It was so
Yeah, yeah,
breathy. They
yeah.
were really good, but you could hear, okay, that is the right one. So he wasn't
They're doing it
holding that
right
against
technically.
them. They didn't have the right tone. And I kept going, oh my God, give him a drink. It seemed like they were a little
They
dry
are
or
parched.
parched. Too much, too much blowing on the flute.
Too
Um,
much running around asking for directions and then not following the directions that are
my
given to them.
gosh. Could you believe that child?
Every single time they got directions, they're like, "Okay, thank you," and then did the opposite. And then got mad. They would get mad about like it's like literally you guys keep stopping. You
But it
say
was both of them. The part that I couldn't
they're
believe was when
frustrating.
they left and she was walking one way and he's like, "Where are you walking?" And she's like, "I don't know." And it's like, why would you even be
Why are we
walking if you don't
going
know
that
where
way?
you're going? Yeah, because you're just wasting your energy. Yeah, you're moving, but you could be, as she was, going the wrong way.
She was. Yeah,
And
they're frustrating when they're looking for directions. I mean, these things, we always have this where there's somebody who's getting lost, and that's frustrating in itself. But like literally, the two of them are frustrating to watch get
yes.
frustrated with each other.
Well, I don't know really. I guess maybe I would need some more backstory on the two of them and their relationship. Um, because it seems like she thinks that her way is best and doesn't want to listen to the parent. Now, I
Yeah.
am saying that as a parent,
She's been an
um,
adult like long enough that she feels like she,
which
doesn't
is
need
fine,
to,
which is fine, but you have to also understand still that just because you're now exerting the fact that you're an adult, that doesn't mean it's now
You gotta
you're the boss. It's
this is
now
a
50
team,
50
yeah.
50 50. You have to listen to him too. Um, because he was like, and I've been there. It was coming off a little immature or a little teenage year or something. I don't know. Um, so yeah, they really do have a problem with the directions more so than any other team. It's probably going to ultimately be their downfall. All right, so that was the pan flute. Once they pass this detour, they are headed to the Green Hours Jazz Cafe. I
Yes.
got very excited for this because I was like, oh, it's going to be a jazz cafe and theater. Oh, okay. But when we get there, we find out we are going to make misi, which are these blended meats, kind of almost like a meatball, but instead of rolling it in a ball, it's in like a big long tube. So, but sounded really delicious, and they said, okay, you have to make 20 perfectly, and then 10 each person, and
Yes,
then you
yes,
have
they
to
had to
each eat
make
one.
10 meat each.
And honestly, like just looking at how they were, how did you not notice that the ends needed to be neat?
Yeah, come on now. Like, come on. We don't taper the ends. These aren't dog turds. These are delicious
Exactly, because
snacks.
that's what it looks like if you taper it at the end. It looks like it was pinched off.
Yep.
That's
That's
not
that's rude.
appetizing.
That's
That's rude.
rude.
That's rude. So, and then, but it was, I mean, but if Joseph and Adam had been there and caught up and not got behind, this would have been the funniest challenge because
Oh
the
my
amount
gosh.
of people show, oh, Kylan has to teach Taylor how to do the meat, and
Oh my gosh.
everyone
And
with the
Taylor's
meat.
expressions, whenever Kylan goes into the mode of, now these are the steps that we take, um, she's just like, give me a break.
And she can get frustrated and annoyed by that, but that's when he feels most confident. Like this challenge for him, he knocked it out. He really has that like attention to detail thing, right? He saw how they had to be, and he was like, boom, I can make that same thing
Right, and I think that she
9 more times.
understands that even though that comes across, like, maybe if you don't understand, if you don't know Kylan, that comes across as almost being condescending.
He's the
Um,
love of her life. She should
yes,
know.
exactly. But I don't think that I think if you know him, and she obviously does, that it's not a condescension.
No, it's not.
It's this spectral need for order. That's what that
Well, and
is.
this is something he feels confident about, which
Yes.
for a lot of the race, I'm sure for a lot of the races, he's uncomfortable and different, like not really quite knowing how to
Right.
tackle this. And she takes point on things. Here he sees something, oh, hey, I have confidence and this is my skill set. I'm gonna take the lead. So he does. And maybe it rubs her the wrong way, but he's just excited that now he can carry some of the weight, right? Be good at something. I'm not saying
Yeah,
he's not good at things. He is,
absolutely.
but you know what I mean? So they all have their meet. They all say it's really good. Tucker and Eric, everyone just kind of flies through. And all the teams, all the first four teams all get there and get out without ever seeing the team in front or behind them.
Yeah. Brian H says that the partners supporting their teammates that struggle this season has been very touching.
Yeah. And I think it's because we have these big brother players that understand that they have to manage their image a little bit, right?
Yes, yeah,
A little bit.
you're gonna be
Um,
in this career a little bit touch and go for a while, but
Because like if okay, so we've seen um competitors from reality shows on the Amazing Race before, but not playing against other people from their games, right? So um maybe they
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
mean,
to
like you have other teams, but
so
I think what's different, what I feel is different, because we have had Survivor, Big Brother, stuff
right,
like that, where where you play against old roommates or whatever. Um, but it's like all of them that they picked this year don't really have any. I mean, other than the Izzy and Jack of everything, like there's no like real beef.
right.
You know,
And
like there's
even that's just a stupid beef.
right. There's
It's
no
like
like
Imagine slights. It's
because
whatever.
I mean, newsflash, if you're new to the reality circuit, there's a lot of postseason drama that goes
Sure.
on. They all go to like a lot of the same events. They travel within the
And
same
there's a
circle for a
lot of
long
events.
time.
It's that they've been in the house stuck with each other, and then when they get out, it's like they have to do all of these extra things. They're not just, oh, back to normal life. So it kind of,
Right. It's
yeah.
changed. It's for a lot of them, it's changed who they are, where they go forward with whatever career they're working on, who they spend time around. A lot of them will have managers that keep them going into these meet and greets and so on. So the drama builds. You
Yeah.
know, it's like any other social thing, except for this is kind of in, like at least in social media's eye. So these beefs build and they build. And so, like, a few seasons back when we had a couple of Big Brother players, like they were known to dislike each other, even though they never played together.
Mm,
They really strongly disliked each other. And one would be talking smack on the other one on Twitter or what have you. So
mm-hmm.
this group coming in doesn't really have a lot of that. And the closest thing to it is like the Izzy Page, Jag and Jazz, where they just
Right.
don't follow each other on social media. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, big deal. But like they have to play this game maintaining their image of whatever they think the fandom thinks they are, right? Which for most of them is really who they are, right? We hope. And but they also have to worry, what will the fandom think if I did something shady to another team? Because that person is in the fandom too, and will they pick their side over my side? Those things could
Yes,
happen.
and it does make a difference, like how well you know some of these players beforehand too, in some of that, because some people that you and I, Chrissy, that you and I know, who may also do an Amazing Race podcast, are really big fans of Joseph and Adam. They kind of are like irritated by them, and like because of when they stepped in front of the girls when they were getting those tickets, that kind of cemented the like, yep, we don't like them. So that was a little
Really?
dirty.
After all the help that I mean, come on, I don't think that was
But
dirty at all, but
knowing who these people were, or at least what one of the brothers, who they are in their season, you go, oh no, this is a really genuinely kind person.
mhm.
So you
Mhm.
leave a little bit of allowance for those little times where they might step on somebody else's toes.
But did you think that that was bad, or was it just
I
like
didn't
whoever
think it
gets there
was that. I
first?
didn't think it was a super dirty thing. Like,
No.
but
Uh,
I do think like, oh yeah, you kind of shoved in there. But then, you got one of the sisters like, ah, you've already got their
we're
passports.
we're
There you
playing the
go.
game, you know what I mean? Come
We're not
on.
gonna fight. We're not gonna fight for it. So just go ahead. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
true.
how it's done.
Um so yeah, they all get to have their meet and they start heading to the pit stop, which is Mogosaya Palace.
Yes.
Um and
Mugasaya
and
Palace.
I noticed the wording here. It said, I wrote it down when I didn't know yet,
May.
may be
Uh-huh.
eliminated. And I
May be
clocked that and I
eliminated.
went, okay, so they'd done that 2 weeks ago, and or was that last week? It was the
I
May.
think they did it last week and the week before. I
Mm.
think he's done it
So
pretty much every time.
I
Just
swear early in
tricking
the
us.
season there's been some wills.
There might have
But
been. Maybe at the very
now
beginning.
they're
Because there was
keeping
no
us guessing.
question that Enzo and his brother were a will. You will be going home.
Yes, correct. But the problem here, Jag and Jazz are, oh sorry, this is not a problem, not really for me. But Jag and Jazz are able to beat Tucker and Eric there, and I think it's just basically they just got a better cab driver.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
100%. Their
literally
cab
what it
driver had a
is.
shortcut and didn't
Well,
get
they had a
lost and have to turn
shortcut.
around.
Yeah, a 3-point turn in the middle of the street, not cool. streets in Europe are very narrow. That's kind of difficult. There
But you
would
know
not
what?
be a
Again,
normal issue.
kudos to Tucker and Eric because they're
Yeah,
just like, oh, you're the best. You're the
right. So,
best.
and like, it doesn't really matter. We're still right there leaving. They'll be leaving like within
You're not
minutes of each
losing the
other.
game. You're just
You're
not
you're
getting the prize.
fine. But they want a key cash. What
Yeah.
is this key? But they didn't say for how much. What is key cash?
I don't know.
This
But they did
it's like,
win one heck of a trip to Bermuda. Like, did you see all
oh
the
yeah.
things? All the
So
things?
I often wonder, do you have to take that package or can you have the cash equivalent?
I bet you get the cash equivalent if you want it.
Because
I
I'm
would
thinking
bet.
like this is like something that is like sponsored. So there's like they decided what they're sponsoring to. So they're probably
Yes.
prepared to give the cash value as well
Sure.
for the advertisement. And then Tucker and Kyland, sorry, Tucker and Kyland, no. Taylor and Kyland, they're third. Izzy and Paige are coming fourth. Chelsea and Jack are fifth, and Adam is and Joseph came in last. Now, this is where I started getting really worried, right? We have four teams that were already basically checked in at the pit stop, and it was left the last two teams. And Chelsea and Jack were having the issue with getting the first phrasing done by Jack in their song with the flute, but Joseph and Adam had to do it. Okay, so they do the practice, they think they got it. He's like, my blood sugar's dropping. Joe, he's like, do you want to stop for a minute? Okay, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. He needs to eat something, right?
Yes.
And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, he doesn't want it to take 15 minutes, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't have to take 15 minutes. It's literally shove it in your mouth and eat it, right?
Well, I think that he probably has to take something, then he probably has to test again. I'm assuming that there's
But like,
multiple
couldn't,
tests.
but there's a time for it to get through your, a little sort of gets in your system. So couldn't you like eat whatever your power bar is or your protein bar or whatever
Yeah,
they
I
take?
kind of wondered
and
about
then
like
and then
what
go for
the
the first attempt, right? That's
yeah,
getting in
take
your
a little
body. but
snacky
um,
as you're walking down the steps.
but at least you're kind of like hopefully moving in a positive way for your blood sugar and energy level, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
I would be curious to know like what is it that he has to do when because we do know he needs to eat, he needs to drink, he needs to take something in.
right.
But what else is included in.
And I would think like every car ride, but they didn't have car rides, they were walking a lot today. I was
Yes.
gonna say every car ride, wouldn't he be like testing his sugar and doing all this thing? He's got the thing on his arm, so he just has to, he probably gets to have some sort of
Yeah, he
monitor.
has the pump
uh,
on both arms he's got.
He does, but like he has to have the app on some phone, even if it's not, doesn't have all
Most
the things
likely,
on it,
yeah.
just to monitor those two, just so he can visually see it. Anyway, regardless, this is where I started getting really worried about the whole he will lie to you thing. And I'm like, how much is he going to push this? Because,
I know, I
like,
was
you
really
could be
worried
in
we were
last
gonna watch him
place,
like faint or something.
right? You can be in last place, but that's better than being in the hospital, dude. You know, it's not worth it. And they ended up having to do 6 attempts of that dance. And he looked like he was about done the first one.
Oh, I know, right? Yep.
I was very worried about Adam. Um, but after they finally get their sixth attempt and they get in the car, the taxi to get to the pit stop, um, he just breaks down. He's crying. He wasn't
Oh, I
still
hated that.
he wasn't eating. And I'm thinking like, okay, when you're tired, when your blood sugar, like I have the opposite problem. I tend to have low blood sugar. So uh like I know how it makes you start feeling like you're not
Yeah.
really quite
You
you're like a
you
little
get
bubbly
really
head, you know?
foggy. Yeah.
And so if you felt that way, why not, he's not doing it in the car. And then you add the emotions into it too. Like they're all
Oh,
kind of like feeding each other, right? The emotions are making you more tired. The tiredness is
yeah.
making you more
He was
emotional.
so stressed out. I mean,
Oh my God. So his thing was he thinks that his brother brought him along and he's a detriment to his brother. His brother would
that
be
he would have been winning it
winning
if
this
he
race if he was
oh,
with someone else. And that is just heartbreaking. But I'm going to also say this. I guarantee you if they get eliminated the next leg, which probably they will, um I bet you that CBS would let Joseph come on the game with someone else again.
oh maybe.
You know what I mean? Like Adam, you're not the last Coca-Cola in the desert. Maybe we could see a Taylor and Joseph Amazing Race. Just
Yeah,
saying. Just
I
saying.
would
They could
I'd
do it
watch it.
together. They, you know what I mean? They'd be pretty good. But they get there, they jump on the mat or they get on the mat
Oh God.
and Phil tells them, I'm sorry, Joseph and Adam, you guys are the last team to arrive. I hate to tell you, but this is a non-elimination rate, like, which then came, you thought there were tears in the
Oh my
taxi.
God.
No,
Like Adam
no,
cried.
they cried. And I was just thinking, like, it was so many tears. Okay. And this is a theme of reality in 2025. Every single reality TV show we have watched this season has had people crying a lot. What is going on?
Well,
Is
you
it
know
the
what I think it
planets?
is? This is what I think it is. I think it's because naturally people cry a lot. We just do it in the bathroom at work when no one's looking at us.
In
We're
the
just
car as soon
crying
as
to
we get,
keep as soon as you send the kids off to school. You know what I mean? Like whatever it
yeah,
is, like I think everybody gets these little cries out.
these moments, yeah.
Yeah, but then when you throw it all and you're under pressure and you have cameras and it's just like all this money is riding on it and you know,
But still, like,
it's
if
gonna happen.
Survivor was lots of tears. Big Brother was lots of tears this season. Now this, I
These
don't know.
kids,
It
these
just seems
kids
like a
just spend a
trend.
lot of time
You know what?
crying.
This generation is just very in touch with their emotions. Not
They
a
are.
bad thing, but I'm
They
sure
are.
there's some people out there who hate it. So yeah, more tears, more tears. We'll see them next week. They will have to do it. They'll have a penalty. They didn't say an extra task. They said penalty. So I
Yep.
wonder what that
They're
will
going to have a
be.
penalty. And you know what? On the respect of the tears, just something I thought of. At least the sob that we got was a sob of relief. We didn't get that cry because he had lost.
Oh, no,
Because
no, no, no.
then we would
He
have to be like,
was
dude, bro, get it together. But
he
no,
was
it was
so
relief.
relieved, so relieved.
Didn't
Yeah,
let his brother down. And you know
right.
what? Next leg, they might do really good. They've been doing well. They
Okay,
just struggled
so
in this one.
we'll have to actually mark this and keep this in mind because next week is a live double U-turn. You have that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now you have them with a penalty. It's almost as if because they're non-elimination, right? So they have this penalty.
Yep.
It's almost like the live double U-turn is going to help them, right?
It might. It
It doesn't
might.
hurt them. It
Nope.
could only be something else to create chaos so that they could find a way to catch up or get ahead.
Yeah. Find a way to weasel on past there if you can.
So live double U-turn, we'll have to see how close everybody is, but we've done that before. Was that decided before the leg run? How did they do that?
I don't know. I think maybe it's one of those where they go, okay, well, we have these and we're going to use them at some point in the game, but we can decide how the game is going when we're going to use them. You know what I mean? Like
Uh, it's gonna be weird.
production gets to do what it wants to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I would guess that I mean, Tucker and Eric, will they U-turn someone now?
Maybe, but if they do, it's going to have to be Jag and
Jag and
Jazz. I
Jazz.
cannot understand why they would do it to
And
anybody
I
else.
feel like vice versa.
Yes. Yeah,
Is
I
how it
definitely
would
think
be
that's both ways. Yep.
strategically, yeah. Taylor and Kyland, do they
Um,
U-turn?
I think that they would probably still go after Tucker and Eric too. I could think that's who they'd go for.
Yeah, big target on them for sure. If someone can get to them before and they're still eligible to be U-turned.
Yeah,
Um, Izzy and Paige, well, they're gonna U-turn Jag and Jess, right?
obviously.
I mean, that's pretty
Why not? Like
no-brainer.
they, well, I mean, beef, pre-show beef aside,
Yeah,
it's the most logical people to do it because they're always ahead of you and they've already tried to screw you over. So this is, here, have it back. It's karma.
yeah. Jack and Chelsea, I feel like they will turn anybody so that they
Yeah.
can stay in the game, which is
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Joseph and Adam, they're in the back and they're gonna have a penalty. Do you think they'll get a chance to U-turn someone?
I think they could be. It depends on how well Chelsea and her dad are getting along and finding where the U-turns are.
Yeah, but I feel
They might
like
get lost on the
I
way.
would Chelsea and Jack be the only ones they would U-turn that would make it because you'd want to use it in a way that was advantageous for you. If you U-turn one
I
of
feel
the
like if you were
top,
somebody that was in the middle, you would be better off getting the people that are right behind you. If you're above the middle, then you want the people in front of you.
correct, correct, because if you are on the bottom half, hitting the people on top doesn't help you not get eliminated, right?
Brian says you can't U-turn Jack and Chelsea. They're already going the wrong way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're
Brian,
struggling
that's
a
some good
little bit.
beef right there.
I mean, they're not struggling like we have seen some parent-child relationships on the show struggle. But right now, of all the pairs, they're the ones that seem to have the most that's left to have
Of the
the
of the pairs
friction.
of
Yeah.
like other than who else other than Kat and her boyfriend,
Yes.
even like there is nobody else. Like these
Mm-mm.
guys kind
Everybody
of have
else,
had the most with each
everybody
other.
loves their partner so much.
Yep. Yep.
And they obviously thought long and hard about this game and playing together and how they would have to treat each other.
Oh, I
Anyway,
mean, listen, like I could play this game with you. I could play this game with maybe one or two other people in the whole world that I know. But one of the people I absolutely positively could not play this game with is my husband. There's just no way.
same
Like,
girl, same,
we
same.
just couldn't do it. This is
When we
not a game
watch the
for us.
show, we will often say, I'll say, "Hey, honey, do you think you could do this one? Would this be a challenge you think you could do?" Because we kind of like, yeah, you know, not as many we think we could do as we probably once could have done. But,
Sure, yeah.
kind of got to talk about it. But yeah, no, we could not play it together either. We would get so frustrated.
The
He would get so
divorces,
he would
the
get so angry
divorces
with
that
me
happen, while speeding down that Autobahn. I'm just
because
saying.
I would be thinking I'm being completely like very thorough
Yep.
and I'm
Mhm.
not communicating what he needs to have. We'd be fighting. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it would be really, really difficult and that type of pressure. And maybe there's something to this too, where other than the siblings, who, you know what, siblings are notorious for fighting with each other, but all of these siblings have been great with each other.
They love each other. Even the ones that have gone home, it wasn't because they were
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
Rubina and her sister got to have this chance to get uh Natalie and Steph, like those
Yeah.
two. It was really great. It's really nice. And we would have seen more of Enzo and his brother, but
They're
meow
still
meow,
in the
bye
parking
bye.
lot somewhere.
Jeez, can you imagine these though? Could you imagine Enzo doing any of this stuff? I gotta look
No,
for an egg,
I
you
gotta
know?
find an egg in the chicken palm.
Yeah.
It's an egg in the chicken palm.
Well, also, we didn't bring it up. That chicken costume, was that not a horrible chicken costume?
Okay, I kind of love the chicken
What
costume because
because
this is the vibe.
the
This
head
is the
was not
vibe I
on
got.
straight. It was like always
No,
looking to the side,
it was
right?
all cockamamie. You get it? But
It had its neck wrung already.
it was like a Big Bird costume, right? Like the way it was shaped was like the OG Big Bird, old
It
school,
but the
like the
wrong color and
original.
wrong species.
But it was like that weird, really long, narrow neck. And then they just kind of like, the costume was too tall for the wearer. So they couldn't put
Right.
the head on straight.
Just put the head on. I don't know how the check-ins are in Romania, but they don't have those big long necks. What are you
I
doing?
loved it. I loved that Taylor was entirely uncomfortable with it the entire time.
Because it wouldn't stop looking at her because it was like turned.
It was great. It was really
I was
stupid
looking.
and great.
It was stupid. It was a bad costume, and I've seen some bad. Like okay, so once while traveling through a Americ a Western Hemisphere country. I didn't want to triangulate too much. I don't want to make anybody mad. I saw someone dressed in uh a Mickey Mouse costume. No, it was not. It was not. Mickey Mouse is not those colors. It was
Oh
so bad.
no.
But they're like, and I was like, wow, okay. But they loved it and people loved it. So and I was like, we got to extend them a right costume. Anyway, so
Somebody
but that's
get
what
him
this
something
chicken was like.
licensed.
But that's what the chicken costume
Very
reminded me of.
much.
Anyway,
Yeah.
um, all right. Well, we all have our team
We're
still
all
in,
still in it. Well,
and
I mean, we got
we're all
David's
doing good.
half in it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's not a full win, but
It's place.
your team and my team, they just keep dosy doing around each other, and
I know it's either of their games, Who's it
yeah.
gonna be? I don't
And
know.
honestly, tonight when I saw that Joseph and Anna were in trouble was when I realized I did not want them to go home.
Yeah,
And that was when because going into the episode, I was like, you know what? I don't want anyone to go. But that was the moment when they were in jeopardy that I was like, oh no, Chelsea and Jack can go.
yeah. Yep, they can go now because we don't want to lose the brothers.
And I didn't know that before about myself, but now, yeah, I knew. Yeah.
Yep, can't lose the
So
brothers.
then next week we'll have to, when someone's gone, then we'll have to make who's the least that we like after that. This is where the hard cuts have to come in.
At some point, it's the show's getting closer, the stage is set. We need to get the cast. We got to make the
And we
hard
got what,
cuts.
like 2 more weeks?
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah.
2 more weeks, 3 more weeks for Thanksgiving. It's coming up, guys, pretty fast. Anyway, I think that's all we have for tonight. Oh, you know what? We never stopped for a commercial, but you know what? The interruption could be the commercial. No, I
Yeah,
don't know how
you're
that
good.
works.
We're
I
good.
don't, tonight was a
It
night
was chaos.
of weird technical issues.
Tonight, if our podcast had a physical manifestation, it would be that chicken costume.
Well, we are currently in Mercury retrograde. It is happening, and
It all
these are
makes
the things that
sense
happen.
now, of course.
That's how it happens, guys. But make sure you like and subscribe below so that you can get updates on when we'll be recording next. But we will be here next week, Thursday, probably at the exact same time again, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, probably.
Yep.
David will be back with us for that. But in the meantime, if you want to come and see us, you can come and see us over. I'm not gonna go find the things. This is really bad
You
because he
can
had
find
it
us on
all.
the Facebook
The
at the Tally the
Facebook, yeah,
Vote
I was gonna
Facebook
find
group
our,
and the
yeah, we
Instagram. And you can send your
wait, there's
feedback to
there
tallythefeedback@yahoo.com.
you go. I had to talk and look for the banners. This is too much for a blonde on a Thursday night. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
it's all right though. Brian tells us, I'm gonna let you get away with it tonight.
Okay, thank you,
Oh,
Dave. Thank
the
you,
eggs
Brian.
just keep happening. Yes.
Um, so yeah, so tally the feedback at yahoo.com and come see us on Facebook. I was thinking today maybe we should come over there and talk about any TV. We're clearly all TV obsessed, and I guarantee you, if
You
you're
bet.
watching a show, every one of us is watching it. So if you don't have anybody to talk about it with, come on over there to the Facebook group and let us know.
Yeah,
And
she's not
we'd
wrong.
also, yeah, we like TV. And we would also like to, oh, the feeds, the live streams, or no, not the live streams. Oh my gosh, the podcast feeds. Did you say that already?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Do we like?
So okay. So
Do we make our special thing?
you can find us anywhere that you listen to your podcasts, and you can find us
Yes.
through the Jay and Jack whole enchilada network. You can also just find us at Tally the Votes, should you like to. And there's a lot of things that you could do to help out the Jay and Jack network, include becoming a Patreon. So if you would like to do that, you could go ahead over to the Patreon page and enter in /Jay and Jack. And there is a shout out due to the special ones who contribute at a certain
And
level, and that
the
is F.
special
Heartbreaker,
ones.
Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Planet, and the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. You go, guys.
I mean, all great folks all around, honestly.
For real.
Um,
None
but
of
I
them would
did
show up with the janky chicken costume. I'm going to tell you.
not even. But I did want to mention that listen, we did an all-female alliance tonight, and there were some failures. So David manifested that for us. So
Prophesized.
Thanks, David.
Thanks a lot.
Ah, ew. All
Thanks.
right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. We will be back next week. And until then, bye bye.